I'm really nervous. I'm not sure if this is going to last. Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and in today's video, we're going to be upgrading the intake fuel pump for our 2003 LEXUS IS300. Not only are we going to be removing the OEM and replacing it with a higher flow fuel pump to support our turbo that's coming very, very soon, but we're also going to prepare the fuel hanger for a return line. You have two sections of your gas tank, one on either side. There is a hose connecting this side that has the fuel pump to this side of the tank. And I bring that up now because it's important that as we disconnect things and start working with it, once we put everything back together, we need to make sure that we reconnect that hose. Otherwise, the pump will not be able to draw the fuel from the passenger side of the fuel tank. These are plastic, so I guess be careful. But as you can see here, there is that electrical connector that we'll have to disconnect, so we can move this out of the way. Don't lose these. I'm already smelling the fuel. Just FYI, I did run the tank down really low, so I'm not dealing with a lot of fuel when I pull this out. Just makes it easier to work with. So we have the electrical connection, which we disconnected from over here. And we do have our fuel supply line. And what we're going to do, like I said, eventually, maybe not in this video, is have a return line. So we'll be drilling a hole somewhere about here. We'll be adding a bulkhead fitting. We'll then connect our PTFE hose. That way we'll have a nice feed line and a return line. Not sure if you could see that. There is a clip here, a yellow. Where's my flathead? A yellow clip. You'll need to pull that out and you'll be able to disconnect the fuel line. There we go. So that's just a retaining clip holding this into place. Put that off to the side. We'll disconnect that. Little fuel's coming out. Now as you remove this, you're going to have your fuel filter on the bottom there. Don't break it. You'll have to finagle this just right to be able to get that out. There's the fuel filter. Here's the hose going on to the other side of the tank. So we'll want to disconnect that. There we go. Let that just sit there. And then you have your float. Make sure you don't get that caught. So there are 4 clips back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your bottom part of the hanger. This is the bottom part of your fuel pump with your fuel filter attached. It'll disconnect the electrical connection from your fuel pump. There we go. What we need to do next is remove the fuel pressure regulator, which is what this is. And we do need to prevent any fuel from flowing through this section of the tube right here, just this section. So some people will weld this closed, which I think is an excellent idea. but I don't have a welder. And other people will pinch this shut and seal it with some sort of sealer. The thing is, because this is going to be exposed to not only gasoline, regular gasoline, premium gasoline, but possibly in the future ethanol, or at least an E85 blend, I want to make sure that whatever I use to seal this will be able to withstand that. I did research this a bit, and apparently JB Weld it's not, I don't feel certain that it will withstand an ethanol or higher ethanol content. I'm going to use it anyways. I have it. The product that I was looking for, I couldn't find anywhere. So I'm just going to go with what I have and wish for the best. So we'll put this off to the side, let that cure. And in the meantime, we're going to go to the top of our fuel hanger, take a look at the wiring that goes into the OEM fuel pump. So we're going to have to change out this clip because this will not connect to the new high flow fuel pump that I got. And I just realized I haven't even shown you what fuel pump I'll be using. So the fuel pump I decided to go with is the DeatschWerks 9301-1000. And the reason why I went with this one over maybe, let's say, a Walbro is because I've heard that this is really quiet. And I've used Walbros in the past with no problems. So obviously, you know, nothing against Walbro, but these are supposedly quieter, and the Walbros, I know you have that hum from it. And personally, if I can get something that performs just as good, if not better, and have it be quieter, I'm going to give it a try. So this is the first time I'm using a DeatschWerks product. So hopefully the install goes smoothly and the reliability is there. So it's at 340 liters per hour at 40 PSI, which should be enough for what I'm looking to do with our car. This should be good to 400 to 500 wheel horsepower. It's all going to depend upon what type of fuel you're using, if I'm using a higher ethanol content, etc. So thereabouts. If I end up going higher, I may have to go to a dual fuel pump system or upgrade the fuel pump to a bigger, higher flowing fuel pump. But for now, I think this is good. But we do need to splice this in here. So we'll cut off about here. We'll cut off some of this. We'll have to wire in the black to the black and the red to the light blue. And you could do that however you want, either using crimps or soldering. I'm going to do this now. I did wait a little while, make sure all the gas has evaporated for the most part, at least from this part. And once this is connected, this will easily now connect into the fuel pump itself. I love that click. I've taken the OEM pump and removed 3 pieces, transferred it over to the new pump. I've applied some JB Weld to the top here just to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, and we've let this sit overnight to cure. One thing I'd like to point out is when you're drilling your hole, be very conscious of where you're putting it, because you do have the thickness of your bulkhead to account for, not just at the top here, but also underneath. I already have this hose attached, but underneath here, you can see that there's some raised edges on the plastic. The nylon washer that's supposed to squish down on the plastic is overlapping that protrusion. Now I've tightened it as much as I can, but that is one of the reasons why I've applied some JB Weld, just to make sure. So I do have this PTFE hose that I've attached with a clamp. Just make sure you orientate your clamp in such a way that you'll be able to get a screwdriver, which I did, in to tighten it. So that's all nice and tight. And we're now ready to insert the top part into the middle section of the hanger. I went ahead and replaced the gasket. I figured we're here. This is probably 20 plus years old. Might as well do it. Now we're going to insert the hose here into that hole. And again, that's one of the reasons why we put the bulkhead where we did, is it nicely lines up with that hose. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach our electrical connector to our fuel pump in here. So I'll fish that through, attach that. When I bring this together, just note that you have this piece right here inserting into the top here. And that's going to give you probably the most difficulty, is lining that up and getting that grommet into that hole seated nicely. Make sure you have all 4 clips seated. Those indentations right here. Make sure you have no obstructions with your hose. That your pump is firmly put in place. You're going to have to muscle it up in there, but it takes a little bit of effort, but you should be fine. We'll now take our jet valve here and we'll just clip it into place. I believe like that. Where we have 3 connections here. One, this was attached with that black plastic hose, and it was attached to your fuel pressure regulator. But we're not going to put the plastic hose back there, because this hose will now, I'll curve this up, insert this into this fitting right here. We'll attach it with our clamp. We'll leave our fuel pressure regulator open like that. And the other hose, the other area right here, this area is used to attach the hose that is sitting in the tank right now. This is where it's pulling the gas from the other side, the passenger side of the gas tank. We've connected our hose up here with our clamp. I've reattached the fuel pressure regulator that's been capped off with JB Weld. We've attached our new fuel filter that came with the Deutschwerk pump. And we're going to take the rubber piece, reuse that, put that on the bottom, and then reattach the bottom piece. And there is your finished fuel pump. We can now reinstall it into the fuel tank. I am really nervous. I'm not sure if this is going to last. I don't know if this is going to fall apart over time, especially if we start using some E85, some ethanol blend to our fuel. And the reason why I say that is I am not certain that the JB Weld is going to hold together on the fuel pressure regulator, especially being submersed in the fuel. And I don't know if the electrical tape that I use on the electrical connections is going to melt. Now, I do believe that this portion here sits above the fuel line, so it's not submersed, but I don't know if the vapors itself is going to start dissolving that electrical tape over time. I think what I'm going to end up doing is pulling this out after, let's say, 3,000 miles or 6 months and taking a look at things and make sure everything's holding together all right. So we have the hose connected. Just need to be careful of our fuel filter in our float. Tuck that in first. I wanted to test fit the fitting that we have for our return line. When you put on the cap there, it doesn't bolt down all the way. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Maybe cut out a little section of that top hat there to make sure that it fits. But as far as our video is concerned, for today, we are done installing our new in-tank fuel pump and modifying the fuel pump hanger for a return system.